Okay, it's always fun when you get a blue screen of death right in the middle of trying to stream something. That feels good. Just punishing this little laptop. But anyway, we were doing this. Just putting some UV conformal coating on the long jumper for this 6 Plus baseband repair job. This is a nice, almost a glue-like substance. It just hardens into a good rigid temperature resistant coating to go around things like fragile jumpers, and you just use a UV light, UV flashlight. Here, I'll set it here. I'll set that right there. Actually, a little more of a flat surface. Do it right here. And while that cures, go ahead and work on this, reballing this baseband chip. Stencil, check. Fat soldering tip, check. Too much crap on my desk, check. Okay. Zoomed in really far, check. Alright, let's get a clean surface on here that we can work with. The most important part here is to make sure that all of your pads are ready to accept some new solder paste, so you don't have anything oxidized over and everything's gonna stick real nice. Of course, you can't see what I see because the focus differential. Now I'll zoom out a little bit. Alright. Now we don't want a big pool of flux on there. Let's get it cleaned up real good. I'll have to clean the area around it too. No other reason than mild OCD. And make sure you get the other side too. You know, this thing's sitting uneven on a blob of old underfill or something. Okay. Make sure our stencil is good and clean. Make sure our notch is lined up properly in the stencil, which it is. All the holes in the stencil look like they're ready for paste. So I got some real dry paste on the wall of this container, and I got some real wet fluffy paste in the middle. We're going to try and get something in between with enough flux where the balls are going to form properly and stick to the pads, but not so much that it's boiling out and giving us uneven fill and uneven solder balls. So work this in there, spread it nice and thick over the top like peanut butter, and work it down into those holes. Let's go ahead and get that air heating back up. I'm going to put this on about 700 Fahrenheit right now, as opposed to 1000 or 1050 for the removal. I'll probably put too much alcohol in there. Let's see. If there's not a bunch of flux squished up under there, we might get some nice looking solder balls out of this. Let's see. All right. Seriously, too much crap stacked all around my desk. Alright, we're going to come in real gentle with the heat. You don't want to come right off the bat with high temperature. Warp your plate, warp your stencil here. Last thing you want is the middle of the stencil pulling away from the chip under all that heat. And then all your solder flows together underneath it. So we're going to actually heat around the edges of the stencil first, just so it all kind of warms up at the same temperature. Minimize expansion that way, minimize warping that way. We should start seeing these solder balls form real slowly. Around the edge. We're coming down a little bit more. Here we go. Real slowly. Okay. So the stencil's clocked a little bit, which you can see. It should be okay. Let everything harden back up before we move it. I'm not really going to see the health of these solder balls till we get it off of the stencil. Okay, not too much debris, not much going on in between them there. Let's do this and everything should shift right into place. Yep, see all the solder balls which just formed, they're going to shift over onto their perfect spots there. I see one which looks like it might be a little small. One out of the whole grid. It's not too shabby. Let's get this cleaned up a little bit though. I'll get the stencil cleaned up too, because it's going to have to go back on for one more ball. Okay. I don't know if it's quite visible on camera, but the one I'm looking at is right here. So make sure we get our notch lined up correctly. It's right here. Should be able to see it right away in the stencil. Okay, so this one right here. So I'm going to try and get really just that one. We'll see how well that's going to work, but that's That's technically a plan right now. Okay. So far we're doing something, doing things. Okay, let's see what that does. Everything hardened again. I think we might have got it. Flux has got it stuck to the stencil. Okay. One more inspection here. Oh, I think we got them good. Look at them from the side. I'm going to slide the focus up gradually. There's a very slight differential as it kind of goes across, but I don't think it's going to be enough to cause us any problems. I think everything's going to stick down on the board real clean, so let's do that. Our UV should be nice and hard. Actually need to do this side one more time. Let that harden just for another minute. We'll get our air turned back up to about 1,000. We'll get mounted. I don't think we really need that, honestly. We'll be okay right here. Okay, make our surface, make sure our surface looks like it's ready for the chip. Okay. Make sure our UV coating is somewhat in place. Okay. That's good. Make sure we're not grounded out. It doesn't look like it is, but definitely worth testing while we can. Okay, good there. I think it's go time. I see one pad that's got a little bit more of a hump than the rest of them. Just gonna remove some of that solder off the top of it. Okay. It's bothering me a little bit too. Drilling on here. I'm jumper's hanging out ever so slightly just past the end